Hi. So, I've been wanting to do this for a while, and I mean both taking a video about it and also creating a custom-made eyeshadow palette for myself with singles. And I finally did it. I was so scared to do it, I don't know why. I think I was intimidated by the fact that I should name every shadow before I take it out of the original palette. But I finally just bit the bullet last night and did it. I'm so happy with the results, so I just wanted to share with you. So, all the eyeshadows I used are from ready-made ColourPop palettes. And this is the palette I came up with, and this is an empty palette that I also got from ColourPop. It should host 12 eyeshadows, 12 single eyeshadows, but they mean that eyeshadows that they sell separately as singles, and they're a little bit bigger than the ones that they have in the ready-made palettes. So there are some empty spaces in between, not in between, but on the sides, just because these are a little bit smaller. And I should tell you, if you've never bought anything from ColourPop, their stuff is really small, but don't let that disappoint you, because I was a little bit disappointed, but it doesn't really matter. I never finish an eyeshadow anyway. And it's really convenient that it's small, honestly. And they're so cute. They're so cute. But just for reference, look at the shadows beside my nail, like you can see the size right there. So let me tell you about the eyeshadows. I'm so excited, oh my god. Okay, first of all, can you tell that I like blues and greens? And also, I should tell you that this is a palette that I've made for the week and maybe potentially more, and that includes me going to work, which is an office. So that's why I've included browns and neutrals, which I normally wouldn't. But I've included the greens and blues for the days that I don't have any meetings, so I can just wear those. Also, I've been wearing these shades today. I have them on my eyes, but I've been wearing them for like more than 14 hours, I think, because I put them on early in the morning and it's now past 10 p.m. So, oh my god, I'm so excited for this. Okay. The first eyeshadow I chose is this green one. It is green, but it has blue speckles of glitter inside it, like really fine glitter. I don't know if you can, I think you can tell at this light that it's green, but it has blue speckles in it. It's so nice. So let me just swatch it for you. And they're so creamy. ColourPop eyeshadows are so creamy. So this is what it looks like. It looks more blue on my finger, right? It's kind of like a duochrome. So that's one swipe. Can you see that? So nice. I took that out from the palette called Aura and Out. It's from their, I think, not the pastel collection, but the one, I can't remember the name of the collection, but they came out with 3 eyeshadow palettes in them, and they're really like futuristic and kind of extraterrestrial looking. And I got 2 palettes from that collection. The first one is Aura and Out. The first shadow I chose from that palette is this one. And the second one is a blue. It's like a matte blue with silver speckles. So this is what it looks like on my finger. It looks kind of matte. It is matte. It's not shimmer, but it has glitter in it. Silver glitter, like straight up. So that's what it looks like. Oh my god, delicious. So the next one I took out from Wine and Only palette, the really pretty maroon palette that they have, and that one is so shiny. Okay, so this is a straight up metallic. It's so creamy. The swatch will be delicious. So this is what it looks like on my finger. And here it is swatched out. Oh my god, it's like butter. It's like butter, I'm not even kidding. Let's try it again. I'm just layering it on. Wow, can you see that? It's so nice. I think the light's washing it out a bit, but you can see the gist. I will come back to the mattes at the end because they're kind of boring to me, because the way I did this is I kind of opened up all of my ColourPop palettes because they're easy to depot because they're magnetic, you know. I opened up all my ColourPop palettes and I just took out whatever called to me, like whatever I was really excited to use and whatever looked really pretty to me. And those are usually shimmery or glittery shades. I'm never like extremely drawn to mattes. So the only reason that I have them here is because I didn't have any mattes to blend these out with, and also because I would be going to the office throughout the week. Those are pure necessities, okay? So that's why we will come back to these later. For now, I just want to show you the shimmery sparkly ones. So the next one here in the second row, we have, this one is from the Good as Gold palette, the really pretty gold palette. This one is almost the same as the previous one, but the previous one is very maroon undertoned. This one, on the other hand, is straight up brown. And it's also very, very shimmery, very creamy. It's also a metallic. So there, can you see the difference in my fingers? So this is a very, very dark chocolatey brown, which I don't remember ever seeing a brown like this in an eyeshadow. The browns are usually like mid-toned and kind of lackluster, especially the shimmery ones. There aren't many shimmery browns that I've seen. I actually have this on my outer corner, but like I said, it's all gone because it's been over 14 hours. But here's the swatch. And this has like, even though it's like straight up brown, it has kind of like a green undertone to it. Like, you know, kind of a mucky green that you might see in a puddle somewhere. Like that kind of green. But it's really lovely. I think it's very feminine, even though it's kind of maybe a boring color for some people. And it has gold speckles. So the shimmer is actually gold. So maybe that's why it calls to me. But I don't know, I think it looks super pretty. The next shadow we have on the second row is this one. And I took this out from the Good as Gold palette as well. But there is a similar shadow to this one in the So Jaded palette by Kathleen Lights and ColourPop. I have a couple of shades actually like this, but I chose this one because in the moment this one appealed to me the most. So here's the swatch on my finger. Sorry, I'm just checking on my cat. So here's the swatch on my finger. It's kind of like a topper. It has sparkles in it, but it's definitely not a very pigmented eyeshadow because it's supposed to be a topper shade for other eyeshadows. So there will be kind of spaces in between, like, you know what I mean? It looks just like a wash of sparkle. It's so pretty. This is a very good shade for inner corner color. I did have this, but again, it's all gone. But it looks super pretty with almost any eye look that you have. So you can use this pretty much with everything. And the next shade is also a very exciting one. It's so sparkly as well. So this one is called the Smoky Quartz, I think, from the So Jaded palette by Kathleen Lights and ColourPop. This one is so like a putty, and it's so soft and so creamy. Like if you press it too hard, it's gonna like move in the pan, but it's so nice. So it's kind of like a mix of gold and silver. Can you see, like, I just moved around my finger in it and it's already like all messed up. But I love messing around with my eyeshadows so much. It's like such good meditation for me. So this is what it looks like on my finger. As you can see, it's more pigmented. It's kind of like a metallic, but it's so delicious. Wow, can you see that? It's kind of like the previous one in an eyeshadow format, like an actual pigmented eyeshadow format, whereas the other one was a topper. But I love this shade. That's what I have on my inner third of the eye. Like, even though it's been over 14 hours, it still looks good to me. Like this shade in particular, the smoky quartz, this is what I have. So it's super convenient because I love it. I still desire it and I can still wear it to the office. Like, I don't have to compromise on that at least. The next eyeshadow, we're going on to the next row, is this dark green one. It's called Emerald from the So Jaded palette. Oh, I don't know how I will wear this because I'm kind of intimidated, and because it's June. It's so dark, this color, but I mean, I kind of wish, not kind of, I definitely high-key wish that it was winter by now. I miss the sweaters and I miss the dark academia vibes, and I want to wear a coat in the rain and read a book and have a hot chocolate. Okay, rant over. So this is like very fitting for that vibe, but in reality it's like really hot in here. So I don't know how I'm gonna use this, but I'm gonna force myself to use every single shadow in this palette until the end of the week. So I will have to find some way to use it, but it looks so good. Look at this. There are like no spaces in between. Can you see that? It looks so good. Like, I want to eat it. So this is the swatch. Wow, can you see that? That's one swipe. That's one swipe. Don't mind all the glitter that I have from the previous eyeshadows, but this is already quite shimmery. It doesn't have any sparkles in it. I mean, it has sparkles, but they're so fine that it's just a metallic. Like, you can't see glitter on it. So that's that. The next shade I picked up from the on Cloud Blue. I picked up from the On Cloud Blue palette, the next two shades. So this one, it's a white, okay? It's a white metallic shadow, but it has blue speckles in it. It has blue speckles of glitter in it. I can't. It looks so good. Like, I can imagine a look with this blue, and I will show you the swatch of this blue. It's like one of my favorite shades. This blue, this green, and this white. I can imagine a look with those three. It's just my dreams, my dreams. So this is what it looks like on my finger. Can you see it's kind of a duochrome? Like, depending on the light, it changes to kind of a blue shift. This is the swatch. The swatch isn't as, oh no, I mean, on camera it looks great, but in person it's not as smooth as the other swatches. Like, can you see it's kind of like balled up in here? But when you straighten it out with your hand, it looks so like extraterrestrial. I love it. Like, it looks white right now and now it's blue. Can you see it? Two of my favorite colors, white and blue. It looks so good. The next shade that I was talking about, being one of my favorite shades, it's also from the On Cloud Blue palette. It's this one. So it's just a blue metallic with some sparkle in it, but the shade of blue is what I love. Obviously, I love all ColourPop shadows. I love them very much. They're such good quality for the price. Not just for the price, like, I would pay more for this. It's just amazing. Anyway, the specific shade of blue I love in this one. I have a lot of blue eyeshadow because it's my favorite eyeshadow, both dark and light. But this specific one I love so much. It's like my perfect shade of blue. Oh my god. I really like doing one shadow looks with this one, actually. I will just put it all over my lids and then just put black kohl pencil around the rims of my eyes, and I would just love that look. So this is what it looks like on my finger. I'm gonna die. It's so pretty. And this is what it looks like in the swatch. It's kind of silvery as well. I think that's what I also love about it, because it's not just blue, it's also silvery. Like when the light hits it in a certain way, it looks a bit silver. Whenever I like swatch these shadows or talk about them, I get so excited. Like my heartbeat is at probably like 120 right now. Is that a problem? But I'm so excited. It's a positive feeling, right? Right? So let's get to the boring part. The mattes. I mean, as boring as they are, I need them, you know? I can't just do a look with all, I mean, I can do a look with all shimmers, and I would, but in an office setting or in a conservative setting, the mattes would come in really useful. And I was struggling, like these 9 shadows I picked up just like whatever was looking very pretty to me. Like these were the ones that I picked in the moment. And then at the end, when I had 3 more slots, I was like, wait a minute, I don't have any mattes. What am I gonna do with all these shimmers? So that's when I started to decide what to pick, and it was kind of hard because it wasn't instinctive, and I was trying to make a logical decision, and I don't like doing that while I'm playing with makeup because it's like my creative space. But at the end, I think I did a pretty good job, I think, because first of all, I picked this kind of dark brown. I had a darker brown than this, but I picked this one because the darker one looked almost black. So I picked this one, and having in mind that I could use this one with the beige shimmers, the brown shimmer, and also the maroon shimmer. I think it would look good with all of these. I could maybe mix it, not mix it, but use it as an outer corner shade with this green. But I'm not sure about that. And also I can use it as a liner, like kind of a winged liner with eyeshadow. I kind of did it today, but again, it's gone. So the second one, oh, I didn't swatch it. It's so boring to me, the mattes, that I didn't even swatch it. But I must say, even the mattes from ColourPop are so creamy, and I know that it's really hard to get mattes creamy, but they really do a great job. So this is what it looks like on my finger. It's kind of balled up there, can you see that? But it's just because it's creamy and it's very pigmented. So that's one swipe. It's kind of a mucky brown, and it has like mustard undertone to it. But it works as an outer corner really well for me because I don't really like too dark outer corners for myself. I don't think I can do them very well, that's the thing. If I could, I would probably like them. But this is what it looks like layered on a little bit. So that's very useful as both an outer corner shade and also an eyeliner shade. And let's get into the second matte, which I really like actually. I really prefer cool tone shadows to warm tones because I like them more. And whenever I see a warm tone, it's usually orange, so it's not really very attractive to me. So this is actually looking pretty to me, and it's a very light gray. There's nothing special to it. It's just a gray, and it's light. But I was thinking that if I wanted and needed to use a matte for the blues here, the blues, this white one, that I could use that matte for those. So that's what it looks like on my finger. Again, nothing special about it, it's just a gray matte. It doesn't swatch out very pigmented, but it's not supposed to be very pigmented, especially on skin tone, you know, a light skin tone. Like, I'm just trying it out on my wrist and it's not really showing up, but I'm not really mad about it. I do have a more pigmented gray than this, but I prefer this one right now. Like, that's what it looks like layered on, but you have to keep in mind that again, it's on a light skin tone. It's a light shadow, and it's matte, so it's not supposed to show up very much. So that's the second matte that I chose, and I was debating what to put as the third one, because I was thinking that maybe I would need a crease shade to put everything in place whenever I would be stuck, or like it would be too messy or something. So I chose this one. Oh, I didn't tell you which palettes these are from. This one is from the Goddess Gold palette, the brown one. The gray one is from the Baroque palette. And this one is from the That's Taupe palette. That's Taupe palette has really good transition shades. So this one I chose as my crease shade, and whenever I would need one, can you see it bold up again like that? But it doesn't really matter because it works really great on the crease, like on the eyes. So that's what it looks like on the hand. Again, it's not showing up very much, but that's because it's a good skin tone color for me. What I would use is a transition or a crease shade. So it's really useful for me. Can you see that? It's really useful for me. Maybe I would even use this as like a one shadow look whenever I didn't feel like putting too much makeup on, just to cover up my veins on my eyes, you know? So I'm so happy with this palette. I didn't imagine that I would be this excited about it. I was so, like, even when I thought of doing this, I got really excited. But I didn't even imagine that I would be this excited, you know? So I'm so happy and I'm so proud of this little palette. I'm looking forward to doing this again. And I have so many eyeshadows. So back in February, I made this like huge order from ColourPop. It's my favorite makeup brand right now, if you can't tell. I made this huge order from ColourPop and I got so many eyeshadow palettes. I think maybe a dozen, more than 10, I think, definitely. And because they're so easy to depot, I thought I would use the opportunity to do that because I love to get creative. Obviously, I love the ready-made palettes that are available, but they're so kind of restricting. Like, to me, even the positioning of the shadows matters. Like, if I change this up, not the shadows itself, but just the positioning of them, it would look like a different palette to me and I would be inspired in a different way to use them. But this is the first time that I've done it and I think I did a pretty good job. I'm so excited to use this more. Like I said, today I just used these 4 neutral shades, but I'm so excited to use the other ones and like experiment with greens and browns and blues and baroques and stuff like that. I'm gonna keep using this for the rest of the week. Today's Monday. Then I will see if I like it too much. Maybe I'll continue to use it. If I maybe get a little bored of it, I'll change it up with my other shadows. I'm so excited to do that again, like I said. And also in that huge order from ColourPop, I got 3 empty palettes. This is the medium one that I got. I have one smaller one. It's a 9 pan. And I have a bigger one, it's a 24 pan, but I'm storing all my floating singles in the 24 pan. And also it's too big for a 1-week palette anyway. So I was actually initially trying to fill up the 9 pan one, but then I saw that I needed the mattes, so I took this one instead. But I'm really happy with it. I'm storing it on my vanity and I don't know, it just gives me so much joy. Okay, I got too excited about makeup. Thank you, bye.